Relief efforts are ongoing as we learn more about the devastation in Nepal. While there are many opportunities to donate, you should be careful about who you're giving to. Joining us now is Mike Harrison from the Better Business Bureau. So first, what scams are you guys seeing with this?
Well, I think, by now most people have seen the devastating images online, and, we want to help. And one of the great ways to do that is by making a donation. But anytime you have stories like this that dominate the headlines, scammers will try and take advantage of people's good nature. So one of the things that we see are fake charities that are set up, and we see those literally pop up overnight. And so what they'll do is they'll play off the name and reputation of a legitimate organization or charity, and they will make it sound alike. And so they might change one or two words here and there, but that can confuse donors because some donors will give based solely on the name of a charity. And so what might happen is they could potentially give you a call asking for a donation, and if they do that unsolicited, obviously you want to use caution with that, especially if they ask you to send the donation via wire transfer or Green Dot Money Pack card. So that's one of the ones that we're seeing. Social media is another one that you really need to be cautious about, because you'll see some things pop up, donate to this charity, or sometimes you'll see the ones that say, click here for shocking video. The problem is that if you click on the wrong link or open the wrong attachment, you could potentially download a virus, or worse, you could be a victim of identity theft. And then the last one really that you want to use caution with are door-to-door appeals. So you will get people that will operate on the assumption that we won't question their efforts, and so they will ask for donations on the spot. High-pressure sales tactics they'll use sometimes. Legitimate charities aren't going to do that, so they're going to be just as happy to take your donation tomorrow or 6 months down the line as they would.
They won't rush you into anything.
That's right. So just ask for some information to leave behind, and if they don't give that to you, it could be an indication that they're not legitimate. And don't pay cash if you make a donation, but write a check and get a receipt.
Okay, so now what are some precautions if you really do want to give? How do you make sure your money is going to the right place?
Well, you want to be cautious online, like we mentioned with social media, but a lot of times you'll get unsolicited emails, text pop-ups, things along those lines. So if you get something, delete it, ignore it. If you want to make a donation to an organization, visit their online website directly to do it that way. And most legitimate charities' websites are going to end in .org rather than .com. So if you donate online, make sure it's a secure website and you have the most up-to-date antivirus software.
Okay, yeah, because we were already talking about how we're seeing them on Facebook already just the day after.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, so do your homework, make sure that it's a reputable company, charity.
Yeah, that's right. Rely on the experts. I mean, there are charity review sites that you can visit, give.org. Charity Navigator is one, the BBB's Wise Giving Alliance. That's going to give you all the information that you need about a charity before you make a donation.
Okay, and then on-the-ground presence, what does that exactly mean?
Well, what we mean by that is, does a charity, do they actually have people on the ground? Because if they don't already, it might be difficult to get them there. So the question to ask is, how are they addressing immediate needs? So sometimes, rather than give money, people want to give in-kind donations, food, and clothing. And while they're well-intentioned, it may not be the quickest way to help people unless you have that charity on site and they have the infrastructure in place. They basically got charities that specialize in doing that.
Okay, so another question maybe to ask, like, how will your money be spent? Will it be spent on food, things like that?
Yeah, just because the event is no longer in the headlines, it doesn't mean that there are still recovery efforts actually are still going on. And so those can last over a year sometimes. And so when you give money, you just want to ask, are you using my donation right now? Is it helping right now? Are you going to use it later on down the line? So those are questions that you want to ask. Charities should be transparent, and they should be willing to answer all of those types of questions.
A reputable charity
That's
will
right.
most likely be able to answer that question.
Right.
Okay, and then tax exempt versus tax deductible.
Well, tax exempt means that the organization does not have to pay taxes. Tax deductible means that if you make a donation, that it is deductible at the end of the year for your taxes. So really big picture here at BBB. We do encourage individuals to donate and give, but we definitely want them to give wisely.
Okay, so good advice there. If you have any questions or concerns about a charity, you can, or a charity you want to donate to, you can always get more information on the BB's website, or you can give Mike a call at the number you see here on your screen.